Welcome back to question 7 November 2021 grade 12 maths paper 2. Now let's have a look at this question. It was a trigonometry function question where it says in the diagram below a graph of f of x is equals to -2 sin x is drawn for the interval of -180 to 180 degrees. Okay, we see that. Okay, so this is our f of x for sine, right? Okay, now it says here on the grid provided in the answer book. Okay, this is our grid. Draw the graph of g of x where it is equals to cos in brackets x minus 60 degrees for the same interval of -180 to 180. Clearly show all intercept with axis and the turning points of the graph. Okay, good stuff. So now let's come here. First thing first, we need to find the turning points of this graph here. 7.1. Okay, so they're saying it's g of x. Either we start with the turning point or the x-intercept, the y-intercept. It really doesn't matter as long as we clearly show it on the graph. Remember, in this case, they are just saying we need to clearly show it on the graph. So if we were to take the derivative of this, remember, the turning point, you get it when the derivative is equal to 0. The derivative of this is going to give us negative sine x minus 60. This is what happens when you take the derivative. Of course, it gives you negative sign, right? So now remember, you get the turning point when it's equal to 0. This is for the turning point. You get it when the derivative is equal to, so when we equate this is equals to 0, we are going to have sine x minus 60 in brackets is equal to 0. Okay, so we're gonna need to solve for x on this one. So therefore we need to, when we solve for x, we are going to get x should be equal to 60, or x should be equal to negative 120 rather. Okay, so with this, if we go back and substitute this 60 here into our original equation, we can punch that into our calculator, guys. If you put 60 there, we are going to get the y value of, if you put g of x is equals to 60, what do we get? We're gonna get 1. Or if we put g of x is equals to -20, 120 rather, we are going to get a value of, what do we get when you put 120? Let me just check on my calculator. We are getting -1. So these are the turning points in this case. Okay, so now when we come here, we need to find the x-intercept. X-intercept, we get it when y is equals to 0. Okay, so we can see already that g of x should be equal to 0. Therefore, what you're gonna have cos x minus 60 to clearly show the x-intercepts is equal to 0. Therefore, we need to solve for the two values of x in this case. For when y is equals to 0, the values of x would therefore be, we need to calculate, okay, x will be 0 here if x is equals to -30. That's what I'm getting, guys. Here you need to solve for x. Okay, I'm not gonna show that here for the sake of space, but I know that you guys already know how to do that. Therefore x is equals to 150. Okay, this is where you would get it to be 0. So therefore our x-intercept value is -30 degrees is to 0, and also 150 is to 0. Okay, then therefore we also have to come here and look for the y-intercept. Y-intercept, we get it, we have to come here, look for y-intercept. We get it when x is equal to 0. Okay, right, so when x is equals to 0, it means it's here on our graph here, cos when x is equals to 0, what is the other value here? So I think here I should put 0 because I'm saying x is equals to 0. So therefore what you get, you're gonna get 0.5, which is half. Okay, so therefore it means our coordinates is going to be 0 at x and then 0.5 here. Right, so therefore we need to clearly to show this on the graph and then draw this showing all the intercepts. Okay, so now having that in mind, with all the values that we have here, we have calculated, guys. I hope you guys can follow. So what do we have? We have got the, let's start with the turning points. We've got the turning points here. Turning points is at 120 negative 1, which is somewhere here. Negative 120 rather. This is negative 120 is to negative 1. So this is our turning point here. And then where is the other turning point? The other turning point is at 60 is to 1. So let's see here, 30. So therefore this should be 60. 60 is to 1. Okay, and then what else? Let's go for the y-intercept. It said 0, half is to, yeah, 0 is to half. This is our y-intercept. And then x-intercept, we have got two of them. It says negative 30. Negative 30 somewhere here is to 0. Okay, and then also on the positive side, 150 is to 0, somewhere there. Okay, I think we are safe enough to draw this graph. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this. There you go. There is our curve there. It's gonna turn there, goes along like that, and then it's gonna turn here as well. Then it's gonna look down. Okay, and that's how you draw this graph, guys. I hope it's clear and straightforward. No trick there. Okay, just have to follow the basics rather. All right, so we come to 7.2. 7.2 says here, write down the period of f of x into 3. Okay, 7.2, they want us to write the period if the f of x is now changed to 3x. So it means in this case where there's x, we're going to put that. So it means our graph now looks like that. So what will be the period? So remember, guys, the period of the original graph is given by sine x. So the period here is 360. Why is it 360? The coefficient of x is 1. So if I were to write the same graph like this and say 2x, it means now there is going to be 360 divided by 2. So our period was going to be 180. So now if I change the same graph and say sine 3x, remember, guys, I'm just going back to the basics here. It's going to be 360 divided by 3. So it's going to give us 120. So whatever the coefficient of x would be, you divide that by 360, then you should get the period. So therefore, in this case, it gives us the period of 120. Okay, and that's how you would deal with that one. Okay, 7.3 said use the graphs to determine the values of x in the interval of negative 180 to 180 for the values which f of x minus g of x is equal to 1. Okay, so now we need to come here. Let me just choose a different color for you guys to be able to see this one. Okay, now what does this mean? Okay, I always try to explain this in a different way. What does it mean? It means that find the points of x between this interval where the two graphs, when you minus them together, they will give you 1. Okay, so it simply means if you were to substitute, if you were to minus the y value of f minus the y value of g, their difference must give you 1. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and look at our graph here. Clearly here in this case is going to be 2. If the other one is what is negative half, I think the other one is 2. So clearly here on this side you won't get 1. Okay, so let's have a look at where the graphs get closer to each other. Here in this case, I think this is where we've got negative 30 here. Yes, but it's used to 0. So if you were to look at this part here, when I'm here is 0 and 1. So can you see clearly the difference between these 2 points here will give us a 1. Okay, so therefore now I'm just gonna mark here, as I say, from this point here. Can you see, guys, from this point here? Because if I say what is this one, f of x, which is in this case the y value, it's 1, minus the g value, which is 0, the answer is going to give us 1. Okay, so now let's move right along. So if I were to move along here all the way, they should give, I should still get an answer of 1, right? So now if I move along, even here on this curve, I've got 1 here, this other one is -2, so it means now f of x -2 minus 1 is going to give us a +1 there. So clearly you can see, guys, that you still within the same range that is required, that will give us a -1. But let me just check up until this point, because this graph now goes all the way down there, but I'm interested on this point here because I'm looking at the x values. So let's look at this x-intercept here. So what do you have here? What we have here, we've got this is the way we've got a point 150 is to 0. So if you have a look at this one is 0, therefore what is this one here? This value here, okay, because the graph is not drawn onto scale, but I think it should be -1, because it's going to be 0 minus -1. Okay, or you can just go to this graph here and put 150. Let me just double check that on my calculator. Let me see what is the y value on the sine graph, g of x -2 sine. I'm just gonna punch this into my calculator, guys, and see 150. Yebo. All right, guys, yes, I'm 100% correct. If you were to put 150 here, you would see that you get a -1. So therefore this should be correct point. Okay, so therefore it means along these points here, everything that is here, these two graphs, when you minus them together, they would give you -1. So therefore our answer here would be from which point? From point x is equal to -130, and then also to 150. All right, so between this point when x is -130 and also 150, so that's where I know you get these points. All right. Oh, okay, no, guys, I made a terrible mistake. It's not throughout this area here, it is just only these 2 points. Okay, it is just only through these 2 points here where the two graphs are now giving us a -1, not the area between them. Now I'm thinking in terms of parabola here. I'm messing it up here. Okay, guys, it's only between these 2 points here that I'm highlighting now, that when you minus the two graphs you get -1. All right, apologies about that. Now let's move along. Let's come to 7.4. 7.4, it says that write down the range of k if k is a half g of x plus 1. Okay, it's half g of x plus 1. So what happens if you have got this? If you have got this, okay, if you have got this here as a coefficient, 7.4. Remember, guys, according to the basics, the range of this graph, I'm just writing it here, sine x. What is the range of this graph? The range of this graph is -1 is to 1. Okay, so now if I put something here, let's say I put for argument's sake, I put 1/4. Now our new graph here is 1/4 sine x. Okay, so what will be the range? The range, it would be 1 or -1/4 is to 1/4. So whatever it is here as the coefficient of the sine, so should be the range. Okay, so therefore now if they are giving to us half g of x plus 1, number plus 1 is not going to affect the x values, it's only going to affect the y. So it's only going to affect the shifting the graph to the left or to the right. So really it's not going to affect our range. So let's come here and say, okay, now what are they giving to us is k of x is equal to half g of x, okay, is equal to half g of x, half g of x plus 1. Okay, so therefore the coefficient here is half, so therefore our range for this function, it is going to be equal to negative half is to half. No worries, if we stick to the basics, we should get it right. I am Gaston Mapala. Let me see you on the next upload where we'll be doing question 7 November 2020. Share this video with your friend, with your colleagues, with your classmates, with many people as possible, with your cousin, your brother, your sister, so that this video can get to as many people as possible and we can assist when it comes to mathematics. I am Gaston Mapala. See you on the next upload.